in 1986, it was still a common thing that comics would wear coat and tie on stage, and it was not an unusual thing. So to me, it was just like, that's what you did. So it's such an odd thing to me that that's become a thing that I've become sort of known for in comedy circles.
Right, it's just the comedy uniform.
Yes,
the big deal.
Yeah. But I think it's me and Greg Proops are the only two guys. And of course, the original kings of comedy, ladies and gentlemen.
Wrong demographic.
Important question. Is it a, oh wow.
I'm gonna give you my full attention.
I see.
Sorry, Paul, I gotta turn my back to you.
Quite all right, Paul, I fully understand.
Storm has declared an important question.
Boater or skimmer?
I like to say boater. Skimmer is a funner word. It's a more fun word.
You're not going to take the hat seriously if you're calling it a skimmer?
Oh, you're talking about hats! Oh my!
This portion of the conversation is just for the hat conscious.
And as you know, I worked in a hat shop.
Yes.
For a stage job.
King hat.
That's right. And we call them boaters.
Oh, see, official lingo.
Yes. Skimmer, I think, is a very Jeeves and Wooster way of referring to that particular.
If I can relate third-hand an anecdote from, I think it was from last.
Sorry, Storm, I have to turn my back to you. Paul has a third-hand.
Be important over there. That's fine.
Again, I've heard this third-hand, so I will probably embellish and get the details wrong. But Will Wheaton was playing blackjack and had his fez on, and there was several older Southern gentlemen at the table, and some wizened older folk around the semicircle, and he was distracted in a conversation, and somebody at some point piped in, "Hey, Magic Hat, you understand?"
Magic Hat?
Magic Hat.
I don't get that at all.
I don't know, Fez, he's like a genie? I don't understand. It's several leaps of
Magic Hat. Wow. I stopped for a drink before dinner last night, and it was a formal night. Everybody was dressed up, lots and lots of fezzes, and so I was sitting at the bar with a couple people, and the bartender said, "Why all those hats? Why those hats?" I said, "Oh, it was actually kind of hard to explain to the bartender, like, where does this start?"
free association!
So then when I got done laughing at myself, we explained, to the best of our ability, the community that is on board. And then the guy said, "Oh, and they talk about Star Wars and stuff?" And I said, "Yes, there's a fair amount of that." And these two guys, they're arguing about Yoda.
That doesn't narrow it down at all.
But finally, we were able to give him some context for that argument.
The context was pretty much just cuz.
Yeah.
Speaking of the community and your participation in it, the first time that we met you in person, we've been following you on the Twitters and all of these places, and we asked you to be part of Woodstock.
Dallas, our Woodstock Dallas show.
Yes, to sub for war.
And was that one of your early exposures to the full-on geek nerd experience?
It seemed like you'd been thrown into the deep end of the pool with both feet.
Weren't sure what to expect from the audience.
Yeah, it was. I did not quite know what to expect, because I knew this was a thing. You know what I mean? I knew this was a definite thing, and this had been going on for a while, and there was a definite following that you guys all had together, and not just your individual audiences, but then the even larger audience that is the Woodstock gang, and I did not quite know what to expect, and I was kind of worried because it's like, I don't know if I have anything. I didn't know
you
if
don't
I
have
was
a nerd chunk.
Well, yeah, exactly. I didn't know if I was supposed to have one, where it was going to be like, what is this guy talking about? Like his own life. Who cares? So I was very. I was a little anxious about it, and then the crowd was so nice and so welcoming, and I kind of knew going into this experience that everything was going to be okay. And I was very happy to, having not been able to make it last year, to make it this year, and to do a full set, and to have it, you know, not just the relief of, oh good, it went well, and nobody, you know, they didn't like shut the lights off halfway through, like, this is a mercy. But that I felt such a positivity for that show, and for just the whole week, just walking around and meeting people. It's been a really wonderful experience that I'm very grateful to have had.
I have another comedy. Oh, of course, applause.
Applause!
He said a nice thing about you.
Who does that applause?
Sincerity!
It's a variety show we're running up here. We can have a little sincerity.
Absolutely. You have to like the old-timey show business.
Soft shoe! It's group show. If you want to do about 2 minutes about Alpo, give us a break here. That was for Paul. That was only for Paul.
Where they had to do the weird commercial.
Yeah, the weird live commercial.
Body of the show.
Walk 12 feet over and do a live commercial. Having been on a number of podcasts, on several of them, you become known for doing various characters. On the Comedy Bang Bang podcast and on your own. My family, for example, had no idea who you were when they first met you, when they were here today, and then after we got on the ship, they said, oh, you had a lovely conversation with a nice man, he had a mustache. Oh, that's Paul Antai, he's Cake Boss! And they're, oh my god, Cake Boss! It was as if they had met the Pope himself, retroactively.
Right, but he was like in sweats.
Yeah. But so my question is, has that become, I don't know if problematic's the right word, but I know that can become a danger sometimes for people. Have you been able to sort of keep separation, and to what extent do you want to keep separation between, you know, people coming to see your show, they're like, come on, do Andrew do Cake Boss.
Dynamite!
That
sort of people expecting a dance monkey dance, do these things we expect, versus you doing your own thing. Has that at all been an issue for you?
It hasn't been, I think, because the characters are always in a sort of sketch context, and I think when people see me live, they know that I'm not doing that it's going to be stand-up, and it's so far it hasn't been.
But now that we mention it,
now people are going to make it a thing.
Yeah, please, as you walk around the ship, please just ask him to do about 2 minutes of Cake Boss. He'd be happy.
That sounded like hubris to me. I'm going to wreck this guy's world.
Dance, monkey, dance. I think it's a battle time.
I agree. We've already
No, it's metaphorical battle. It's okay, Paul.
I'm still learning this world.
It's a battle of the minds. Fear! Go ahead, sir.
You have probably already heard the battle take place, but you are the ultimate arbiter of this battle. Therefore, we put it to you, cake versus pie, the field of battle, which would you build a fort out of, with the objective being to keep someone out of the fort, of course.
I cannot believe that this is even a question. Because obviously the answer is cake.
Even a light, flaky cake that no big bad wolf...
Even the flakiest of cakes, Storm. Easier for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven than for someone to get through a cake fort. Pie is too gelatinous. You can move through it so easily. Even the densest of pies is no match for the fluffiest of cakes.
Oh, pie burn!
That's right.
Pie burn! You have to understand the way nerds work. Let us explain. They're going to start showing up at your shows, and just randomly in the middle, they're just going to start doing that. There's only going to be like 6 of them there. They're going to confuse the rest of the audience and completely throw off the momentum of your show. So you have that to look forward to over the next year.
I tell you what, as long as it's done appropriately.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
Well,
I have another battle. I just devised it. You participate in a podcast called The Thrilling Adventure Hour.
That's right. Oh, that's so nice to hear. The people, I love doing that show.
And Frank Doyle is one of my favorite characters in the World of Sphere.